Alrighty. Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all having a great evening, and thank you all for sticking with me. I understand that I am starting to stream rather later than usual, but honestly, I just really want to stream Bunwalker, so I do not care. Long queue times cannot stop me. Late nights cannot stop me. Nothing is going to stop me from streaming 14 tonight because I am so hyped. So, here we are, in Old Charlian, repping the Sage gear. This is the level 80 class gear that you get for Sage Earring notwithstanding. That was the pre-order bonus. And I honestly kind of like this more than the level 90 stuff that they showed off by default on like Alphano and everybody. Mostly just because of how it looks on your back. Like it's got the cool kind of X design, and when they pop out, they do like the cool neon. Like I don't know, I just kind of like that more. I guess it's just a design thing for me, but anyways. I went and picked up Sage along with Reaper. Now this is not the default Reaper scythe, obviously, but this is most of the level 70 class gear. I just like this scythe better. It's the augmented Magitek one you can get, and I like it because it's a chainsaw scythe. Like, look at this thing. It's a chainsaw scythe. What is not to love? Look at it. The menacing potato. But yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be repping either of those classes tonight because I do not have them nearly leveled up enough. Instead, I'm going to be going Summoner. Because, you know, this was my OG class, and I am so happy with what they did to Summoner. Like, the hotbar is so much cleaner, and it is so much more fun to play now. But yeah, for those of you who are interested in like actually meeting up with me in game or whatever, or talking to me on stream or whatever, I don't really mind. I'm on Crystal's Lara right now, although only problem is funny. I just literally got a somebody in my game design class was literally just talking about 14 by just saying, quote, players in queue 3042. So, you know. But, yeah. Frame rate's bad because literally everybody is in this area. But anyways, this is why the new area is really cool. We talked to Cryo here. And as part of the storyline, Cryo and Tia accompany you to places across Charlian. Yeah, not kidding, this is part of the story. You go to different areas in Charlian, and you have Tia and Cryo accompanying you. However, Yoshi P did warn that he would prefer if people go to Instance 3 if they're going to take, like, photos with these two, because having everybody running their own NPCs kind of lags the area, which is, unfortunately what is happening at the moment. But, yeah. For those curious on what they did with, Summoner, they got rid of the damage over time stuff and give more of a focus on actually summoning. At level 90, you're able to like summon the actual primals for a single attack. Usual shape, isn't it? I assure you, however, that's a perfectly functioning Aetherite. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, being the diligent tour guide I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Charlian stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering the underlying principles of elegant Aetherites, it's allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Charlian's largest marketplace. Yeah, the Charlians are really fancy when it comes to teleportation tech, so because of this, even their Aetherite is, even their Aetherite's all fancy and aesthetic. Let's just take in the massive players. Like, look at this. I also find it funny how my frame rate kind of dies whenever there's like everybody's names and shit on screen. I might have to turn on like the, not necessarily like the simplified animations, but I might actually have to turn off name tags for people that aren't in my party because this is just incessant. And not gonna lie, it's a bit annoying. Oh well. I'm tired of being treated like a second-class citizen. All the fake sages need to leave. God, 14 chat is so cursed sometimes. What the? Okay, was I the only one seeing Cryo walking on the air for a second there? What in the? Watch as magic as, oh. She was defying gravity for a second. Yeah, there she goes! Watch in awe as Cryo defies gravity! Apparently. Only in early access, folks! Cryo can defy gravity and clip through the floor as well. AI pathing at its finest. God, this is cursed. Oh, this is fantastic. Aw, man, she's not doing it anymore. Man. Dang. Cryo's not floating anymore. Boo. Cryo realized she needed to hide her Ascian powers in front of the rest of us. Cryo's gonna end up being an Ascian by the end. Up, there she goes, clipping into the floor again. Yep. Wait, hang on. Let's see. Can I get good footage of this? I want to try to see if I can get footage of Cryo clipping into the floor. Let's see. Hey. You know, Cryo's acting like that gif of Pingu right now. Just, well, now I'm not doing it. As soon as I want to film in good quality Cryo clipping into the floor, she's just like, well, now I don't want to do it. Fine then, be that way. I think I went to the completely wrong area for the quest. Yep, lol. Oh well. Not exactly complaining. Gonna have to visit every Aetheride here eventually, so might as well make it a bit of a faster process. Hey, and you lose sight of them immediately after using an Aetherite, even though this is the exact same city. Alright then. Cool. I must remind folks all as well, by the way, that this is indeed the early access, so there's going to be some glitches and such. But honestly, Cryo just phasing into the floor is hilarious to me, and I don't know why. Anyways. Hi, Cryo. Wow, that's surprising. I could actually count the number of ultimate weapons on one hand. Yeah, I guess these two won't follow you if you're using the teleport in the same area. Doesn't really make much sense, but oh well. Got an entire traveling party going here. We got the Cryo, the wind-up that I had as a pre-order bonus, the Carbuncle. We got a full party. Man. The music's really nice. Let's see. What's Cryo have to say? Hi, Tia. Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? There might be some hidden gems I've yet to read. Only for a moment? How optimistic. Feel free to browse all you like, but we won't wait around for you. Perhaps I'll return here later then. These plein air bookstalls are so uniquely Charlian. I'd always thought them a common sight until I visited other nations. Huh. Well, it makes sense. Charlian is the city of scholars, after all, so it makes sense that they'd probably be looking for something every once in a while to kind of flex their mind. Welcome to Agora, where you can find wares made in Charlian as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out, for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I ever selling it? On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, and climb up the stairs to the imposing building at the very top. Alright then. Off we go. They really don't have an Aetherite here. Fine, fine. We're taking the long way. There it is. The Nymphamium. Our purpose for being here. After about 50 flights of stairs, of course. So many damn stairs. This is the Nymphamium, an area dedicated to the blessings of water. For Charlians, water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the great flood which precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as a symbol for the knowledge which flows from Thalak's divine hour. This is the reason you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city, and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our architecture. These little decorative features are typical of Charlian architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Val were rather simple and rustic by comparison. I love how they gave you these little conversations to just kind of flesh things out, you know? Just little details like that are something I always adore about this game. I always take whatever opportunity I can to get to know the characters a bit better. So a little dialogue like this is great. The grand structure before you is the Rostara. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orientations to debate policy. Although the stage has since evolved into the council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in mind of my arrival at the first. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Charlian. And bit by bit, those buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the counselors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. Well, at the very least, Charlian's democratic in its social isolation. Or I guess rather national isolation. They're like early Japan before America came busting down the doors. I guess in this case, this is the rest of Eorzea busting down the doors through the Scions. We're gonna teach you how to summon primals. Kind of. Maybe. Look, I don't want to get in trouble, you're just gonna learn how to summon the Eggies, alright? Okay, you're gonna learn how to summon the full thing, but that's only a level 90. We arrived at Journey's End. History tells us this was where those who put ashore from the Archon Nurmkempf built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Charlian families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends from House Levieur. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. And with that, we bring our little Charlian tour to a close. I hope it has proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly to Baldesion Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha? Let me think. We head down towards the harbor, cross the bridge to our right, and then follow the path below the Aetherite Plaza? Correct! After you, Ender. The Levieur Estate. Hang on. Hey, jackass! I'm adopting your kids now! Fuck you! There we go. Just felt like I had to take care of that. The children are mine now. Now I'm just imagining that, like, cause the whole canonic thing is that, like, the joke is that, oh, Estinian is now the twin surrogate father, so it's just like, I'm just imagining, like, Ender and Estinian, just the twins' two gay dads. Ah, great, Kryle's floating again, god damn it. Just Ender and Estinian, the twins' gay dads. There we go, that's all the teleports. Tune yourself to all the Aetherites in Old Charlian. No teleport bonus area, sadly. Anyways. No, I'm not going to teleport because then I'm just afraid that they're going to leave me again. But I suppose that means we get more dialogue. Hey, Game Boy. If I had a nickel for every time Ash cross-dressed in the Pokemon anime, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. If I had a nickel for every time Square Enix had to make... Final Fantasy XIV is a perfect game with absolutely no flaws whatsoever. Oh wait, hang on. If I... Nope, she isn't even standing on the minion. She's just up there. Chillin'. Charlian is full of educational and research institutions, but there are still professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. Not that I ever attended the exclusive schools they run in these residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them. What about you, Tia? Right, we cross this bridge here, and as I recall, stick to the path and be careful not to end up back at the Aetherite Plaza. Gotcha. Come on, levitating Cryo. If I had a nickel for every time Square Enix had to retroactively update the game to make the maid dress make the maid dress able to be worn by both genders, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. I still need to dress Ender up in the maid outfit at some point. Like, in-game Ender specifically. For context, with this most recent update, they made the maid dress outfit able to be equipped by both genders, along with the female dancer gear. Or, well, the originally female dancer gear. Anyways. As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldesion Annex. If you continue up the hill, you'll arrive at the doorstep of Phenomenon. But I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time. Inside with you, then. Alright then, in we go. Cutscene. Do it for a milestone. Game Boy, I already have the $50 donation to charity for a maid costume stream. I'm back, and I brought Ender and Raha with me. Ah, you were right about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. It is a pleasure to finally meet you, Ender. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. I mean, I think everybody in Eorzea has at this point. Okija? Okija Sunjika? It has been an age. Allow me to introduce Okija Tsukinja, Administration Officer for the students of Baldesion. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. You may recall meeting his cousin, Ejika. Oh yes, Eureka! I've heard the initial reports. Quite shocked to hear what's become of the Isle. Do take care if you have the opportunity to rejoin the expedition. Ah yes, Eureka. Wait. We don't talk about Eureka. The place seems like a second home for students. The Isle of Val serves as our main headquarters, and of course, we often have occasion to visit the Charlian. Whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the Annex here was built to provide lodging for our members while we engaged in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters along with the Isle itself vanished, the Annex has served as our base of operations. And yet it feels so empty. With so many lost to us, our organization's a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see students rise again. But first, we must ensure that the Telophori fall. Indeed. Through that door on the left there is the main hall where we can discuss our options moving forward. Once everyone arrives, that is, we'll probably have time to rest before discussions begin in earnest. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, so feel free to make yourself at home. Ah, the nap rooms, perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed, far more so than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. It was simply that they were so often busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we'd slip into the Andron to steal just a few winks. And thus they became known among the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to the chamber. Hopefully the others won't be too long coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. Ow! Hello, people. Let's see, how many bunny boys? We have 1, 2... Huh. I am honestly shocked. Only 2 bunny boys. Usually you see more than them. See more of them. Still, we still have a few brave cat boys who have fought against the tide of the bunnies. Nice map you got there. Feeling refreshed and alert, our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we stay here and wait for them to join us. A large series of cutscenes will now play in sequence. Let's see, is this voice acted? Hurry,
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
Fashionably late as always.
It's fine, Hurry. We're all here now. Let's get down to business then, shall we?
To defeat the Telophori.
Come what may, we must prevent the Telophori's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see 2 paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal.
Oh, well, long story short, for those who aren't familiar with the plans, with the plot to this point, long story short, the Telophori are what remains of the Ascians and the Garlean Empire, with Xenos and the Ascians basically brainwashing the rest of the Garlean Empire, along with a bunch of other random beast tribes, in order to create perverse versions of their primals, harness energy, and create a giant corrupted throne thing in the Garlemald capital, seemingly aimed as a teleporter to the moon. With their ultimate goal being to recreate the final days and erase the world, basically.
The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Charlian. Not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum.
Oh yeah, and the people of Charlian, who could very well help us avoid this potential disastrous fate, are not doing so because they're assholes.
As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The Bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Charlian focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous.
That is concerning. It's so very, very rare that both sides agree on something.
Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, it simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
The extinction of the Sharlayan itself?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it.
I mean, it likely does.
As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian.
Interesting.
Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over.
Oh, hey, there's Great King
Mysterious
Moogalog.
relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth.
Let's see, we got the corpse of Bahamut at the very top. We've got the giant Magitek pillar thingies, which are left over from Dalamud on the far right. On the far left, we got the story of Great King Moogalog. Hog who used his fur to create a rope to let the Moogles descend from heaven. But without his fur, he froze and died. And now the Moogles reincarnate him as a primal every now and again. And right in the middle, you've just got a general, smaller map of Eorzea.
Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. Alexander,
Aethrites. Don't know what that one is. Don't know that one. Don't know that one. There we go.
The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nadana, an alchemist residing in distant
Nadana.
Thavnir. Her missive describes the
Thanvir.
sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal.
But what would the beast tribes in there be summoning? Must be a primal we've never heard of before. It seems like these towers truly are showing up in every nation, no matter how small.
In response to this threat, the satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts.
That is true. They probably deal with a lot more
It is
Magitek.
possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
That could be very useful for us.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require
Hope everybody
further
is okay
research.
with me being a bit
To
silent.
that
These are
end,
cutscenes
they
and
have
all, and I'm
requested
enjoying
an
them.
introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Moi.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kra's lines of inquiry, and having you join the group heading to Thavnir would seem the obvious choice.
Time to do some diplomacy.
But the investigation in Sharlayan
Speak
is of
softly and
vital
carry a
importance
big-ass
as well.
scythe.
Equal, I think, to the Thavnarian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
You do have a point, Y'shtola.
Yes, it is quite the quandary.
You realize we can teleport, right? Just get me to the other country's Aetherite and I can teleport back and forth between the two. It's not rocket science.
Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
I'm used to it at this point.
You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned.
Oh boy, it's getting to choose whether or not which area
As
you
for
want to go
myself,
first again.
I shall
God
continue
damn
what
it.
I've begun in Sharlayan.
Just like
I
in
should also like to
Shadowbringers.
steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Makes sense.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have
The
some
cat
small
girl
amount
and the
of
cat
experience
boy.
in the field of research.
and then they kiss. Nah, I'm just kidding. The Warrior of Light is the one making out with Cryo.
If you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Alice, I already told you. You already have a surrogate father. His name is Estinian.
Of course.
He's a great dad.
The more the merrier.
Just a bit blind.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to Thavner. Thoughts? Objections?
Come with us, Dragon Man.
I passed through Thavner on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
Huh. Plot convenience.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Of course, it's Urianger.
Give me a moment afterwards.
We
and
have
I'll supply
thought
you
that the
with all the
Faflo.
details of Nadana's request.
Which is some other, like, extremely aggressively British, old-timey
Consider
English
this
voices.
all our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
Indeed. Let us be about it then. Old Charlian, new to you. Quest complete. Alrighty, so now I get to choose. It's either hitting the books, or for Thavner bound. Let's do Thavner. Why not? I want to see the new area. I have Cryo's instructions in hand. If you are ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavner before, I can travel by Aetheride, but what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Cryo is of the same mind, as ours secure the aid of the good folks of the Confluence. We'll take ourselves there. The Confluence, thou sayest. I'm afraid so, my friend. They got some bad history, I'm guessing. Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart, unto whose sanctuary we delivered thee, knowing to the knowledge of our comrade Moenbrita. Moenbrita was an authority on aetherology, a field of study she did embark upon in pursuit of her parents' example. Both are authorities in their own right, and both are researchers of the Confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame my courage failed me at last. As it hath many times I thought to reach out to them after sending that fateful letter. Neither time nor introspective significancy revealed to me the words unto which I should speak. Thus I have kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no is your choice and yours alone. If it is too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the Confluence, and I shall face with that which hath been long overdue. If it is settled, then let us be off. When we arrive, we should look for a researcher named Kiet. Oh, you can actually take both. Nah, I'm not gonna confuse myself. I'm gonna actually do one quest at a time. I just seen shout chat. Urianger still can't walk on water though. Sad. It do be like that. Ah, the hunt for specimens. Let me guess. Hunt board? Show me the hunt board. Indeed I am. Yeah, I knew it. hunt board again. Yep. Hello there. I'm familiar with the concept of the hunt board. Capable individuals remain sticking point, view hailing from points are willing to take up arms. Being work for free. Silly bees collect samples, trying to think about the long-term effects of touching said samples. Get paid. Simple, no. Don't dream of throwing you into the deep just yet. Start off with some junior marks so you can get your feet wet. Makes sense. Don't immediately send me off to my death. Thanks. Thanks, Northola. Yeah, I'm aware of the marks. Trolls, crabs, GMOs, Farless, Honesty. Alright. Let's see. Alright, so she doesn't actually, Oh, wait, the exchange is right next to her. Derp. Alright, let's see. What can you get from this? You can actually get a pair of Diablos Winds props. Striking dummy. God, of course they sell upgraded materia. Why wouldn't they? And then, yeah, other than that, it's all pretty much the same. Just Savage Aim materia, Orchestra and Roll, the wings, the cat, yada 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 yada. Hunts are usually the best way to get the materia and whatnot for that expansion. Or at least one of the best ways other than buying it off the market board. Guessing the market board is already running in terms of materia. You'd be surprised how quickly some people work. Like, these people will work mad fast when it comes to getting materia and shit out. Ah, yes, excellent. We have the femboy, the actual femboy bunny with the scythe. Hey, wait a second, you're not a Reaper! You're just a Dark Knight in a Reaper costume! I have not succumbed to your ways. Hey! Nothing but head pats from these people. Hey. Like, for example, every single time when Riley was playing the cat girl, the first thing they'd always do, like, same thing with Bleb and everybody else, and I don't know if you're watching this stream, you're probably not to avoid spoilers, but the first thing every single time, the first damn thing you people would do when you walked up to me was head pat me. Every single time. Oh no, this is a rather lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge, we're associates of Cryo, the students of Aldessian, who seek passage to Thanavir and understand you can assist us. Ah, test subjects, welcome, welcome. Ah, great. Ah, she's wearing the 1.0 pre-order bonus earrings. Nice. Test subjects? I don't like where this is going. Oh, you hadn't heard? Then allow me to explain. So in order to travel to an Aetherite, you only need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out in the massive aether hurtling along the life stream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of Aetherite teleportation. What if I were to tell you there's a way to travel to an Aetherite without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We created a new kind of Aetherite that doesn't require attunement. Truly? That changes everything! Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these Aetherites, but the Aetherites themselves must have been pre-attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between the 2 points. But just so happens that our first pair of test pair of Aetherites, one has been installed here in Charlian, the other in Yinmaldi, a port town in Theravir. As you may know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with the Rads at Han, and indeed we owe much of this breakthrough to the contributions of their alchemists. So to sum up, we're to test these Aetherites. How fortuitous of you. Should I mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel Aether? Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say that these Aetherites were made for people like your good self. The magics imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true. And far be it from me to worry about such things, but do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggle to find test subjects. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the life stream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. That happened to Y'shtola. She's blind now. Well, actually, it happened to her twice. Once at the start of, once at the end of Realm Reborn, and once in the middle of Shadowbringers. Hey, Swoos! Thank you for the raid! Welcome on in. How are you all doing tonight? For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Ender. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch, and tonight we are playing some Final Fantasy XIV, checking out the new Endwalker expansion. But how are you doing, Swoos? How's your stream? We saved the Star Road. Let me guess. Star Road. Name sounds familiar. One of the Paper Mario games, maybe? Yes! No, wait, wrong one. Dang it. Super Mario RPG. That's a classic. So I'm glad you had fun with that. But yeah. We out here playing Endwalker. And we're being experimental test subjects for a new type of Aetherite travel. But it's the plan that you are most people. Mistress Cryo surely knows how to pick 'em. If I might change the subject, our Master Wilfson and Mistress Bowenwade are not present today. Be that one's my first time? Oh, nice! Yeah, game's really good. Still wish they did more with Gino, though. Come on, Square. What's it going before you change your minds? I don't really want my soul severed in the live stream, but alright then, I guess. Don't really have any other way to get there other than by slow-ass boat. And we have nary the time to waste. Let us be off. Fat cat. Fat cat, fat cat. There's the fancy-ass Charlie and Aetherite. Do you have permission to tinker with that? Doesn't really seem like it's a good idea to mess with the actual Aetherite.
Just the 4 of you, was it?
Yep.
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnair.
Oh, sure, Estinian, you're not gonna risk your neck like the rest of us.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please.
I expected Thancred to make me go first. Oh, boy. Why is she standing back?
Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
Well, off we go.
Oh, and one last thing. You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
You couldn't have told us that earlier. Rip Thancred. You could have told us that earlier. Poor Thancred's gonna vom. Yeah, Thancred's hella sensitive to that stuff now. Poor guy's gonna vomit. Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Why did they build this thing?
Thavnir, home to city-state Rads at Han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between two peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an
Is that the needle? I can't see through the thick
would hold
fog.
invaders at bay for a time.
Thank you, Emmett Selk. Well, I seem to be here
Now
in one
across
piece.
this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have?
Oh, never mind. I'm not okay. Oh, I'm gonna vom.
What chance?
Oh, no, there goes Oriolche. God damn it, Estinian. You really had to go
Against
ahead.
such an insidious foe.
Thanks a lot, Estinian, for leaving us to have to deal with that. I'm gonna barf. I'm okay. I'm God. Oh God, my head. By the 12, this hurts. Don't you give me that look.
Fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish.
Well, why don't you? Well, why didn't you try it, Estinian?
Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Cryo's instructions.
And what did that say? To avoid ethereal sickness?
Don't let Estinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
Ah, God damn it. Oh shit, he's gonna waste all our money! If there's one, I cannot let Estinian waste all our money. Totter is gonna kill me. Will you? Yeah, you managed to will yourself to your feet, but given your condition, will you be able to reach Estinian in time? Huh. I'm surprised the game didn't give us a debuff or something. Oh, you do get a debuff! Aether sickness. Severe nausea is reducing movement speed. Oh, that's funny. Estinian, no. That's overpriced. You are wise, good sir. Come with me. My special Amara lassi, made only with the finest and freshest ingredients, is famed for calming unruly bellies. By way of a warm welcome to Thavnir, I'm pleased to offer it to you for the low, low price of 19,800 gil. Jesus! For not one, not two, but 3 bottles. A bargain amongst bargains. The price is high road robbery. You want to say as much as Estinian, but you realize any words of warning you cry out might be accompanied by your last meal. You must stand before Estinian and using gestures deny that the deal is fair. No, no, no! No, 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 no! Huh? I thought you could barely stand. What do you need to tell me that's so urgent? Wait, I shouldn't buy the lassie. This merchant is swindling me. Ah! Sincerest apologies, sir, but I believe to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for 3 bottles. That's better. Confusion would have been quite costly for both of us. Very well then, your coin. Here, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. I'll be back after I've explored the town. Ah yes, the best side quest. Overcoming a really, really bad Aether trip hangover. Well, at least I can attune to the Aetherite. I'm coming. I'm coming. Here you go, Oriange. Praise be to the 12. My stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to the Innistidian and to the fine fruits of this land. You were in time? Excellent. You've spared us Tataru's wrath. Sweet, sweet release. If you haven't already, you should have yours too. Right, I'm ready to get on with that. That lassie truly worked wonders. Indeed. Back on your feet, I see. Thy hair? I found it. 'Tis the most I could do against this heat, short of shedding my armor. May I ask where you got the cord for it? Also, was that a goddamn rim shot? A local vendor, man says the variant weave, tough and not easily unraveled. How much did it cost? 9,400 gil. A steal, I was told. 'Tis nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. That's incredible. I dare say not even Alphino could hold a candle to you. It's not uncommon for merchants to set their prices high, but it does seem a bit excessive here. I'm inclined to agree with the assessment. It doth seem excessive, unusually so. Claiming Thevere as its dominion, the nation of Radzidhan has long thrived on a hub of commerce. In the beginning, there were the Oxorodora, a Bagada tribe indigenous to this island. Over time, they came to be joined by other races, and through their intermingling, a culture rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of the Hanish culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over, a development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint between the east and the west. All of this had combined to make a trading power of Radzidhan, yet such a status cannot be taken for granted, nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I see any evidence, given that the merchants at the gateway town are free to fleece helpless travelers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so, that opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened. Or mayhap the people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, it would be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Prudent and practical, aye. We've not to lose by learning more. So ere we seek out Cryo's acquaintance, shall we see what information we can gather here in Yedhamali? Let's. Excellent. We didn't exactly get off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it. For Thenavir bound. On low tide. Right, let's split up and make inquiries in the town. Enter the pier is yours. Once we've learned what we can regroup by the Aetherite, off-putting though the mere sight of it may be. Hey. Right then, off we pop. Rich when layered with fruit, but they are verged of spoiling as if they've been left for too long. I thought that sparkle was the item, as it turns out, no, that's my carbuncle. This is covered in a dense fog. Lord Bigger's ward. Gazing out from the pier, you spy boats moored off nearby isles, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels farther away. Compared to other ports you visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity. I wonder if they shut down their borders after the Needle emerged. What am I doing? Oh, recording my sales. Still do it daily out of habit, though I don't know why I bother. Hardly sell anything these days. Business has never been this terrible, but I suppose things could be even worse. I could have a consultorium to keep afloat like Kazali. How an envious position. Better to be alone with my little operation, I've come to realize. You're a traveler by the looks of you. If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Kazali a visit. He'd be glad for tidings from abroad. Like as not, you'll find him in Saltland Sails, the harbor guild bearing across the water from here. Neat. Seems like this place must have shut down their borders recently, or not many people are traveling. Because of that, the place is probably a nightmare to try to make any money anymore. Or so the people are having to upcharge. Well now, if it isn't a traveler, you're a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth since that accursed tower suddenly appeared on Nuranar. If it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things would be fine after a fashion, but no, it had to spawn fell fiends as well. Still, we still have our lives to thanks to the Radiant Host. What business is as good as dead? What'll become of us, only gods know. Poor bastard. So yeah, it seems like after the Needle showed up, people stopped traveling here. Because of that, business has been horrible, so they've been fleecing whatever travelers they can come across. Hello there, Kazali. These poor suckers. The Dalmascans aren't coming, but we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is that their plans have changed, and that's that. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself, and the provinces are in chaos. And there's the tower sitting on our doorstep, spitting out monstrosities. The city has defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out there. We can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. God, but this will be an enormous loss. Alright, forget about the Dalmascans. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handicrafts, medicines, all the perennial Hanish favorites. Our consultorium works closely with the merchants at ours and supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things because all I too. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant. Please tell me you're a merchant. I see. That's a shame. I'm sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to the others. Excuse me? My name is Mastaya, and I'm here to see Kazali. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. Man, poor elephant dude. Long, long man. Hey there, buddy. What's got you so down? Why are you so glum, chum? Yes? Can I help you? Ah, I remember seeing you back in the guild. You wanted to speak with Kazali too, did you? I'm Matsaya, a fisherman of Akalai, a nearby village. I sell my cash to Kazali, who offers it to foreign merchants, but he hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard the consultorium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come see him. Just as soon as he's free anyway. He's hard-working and I dare not disturb him. Poor guy. If I may ask, what is it you do? I'm an adventurer by trade. An adventurer, you say? And you travel the world helping people? Then that must mean you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? You see, I brought some fresh fish with me, unfortunately I couldn't preserve, and I wanted to sell them. The problem is I'm terrible with people. I've only ever dealt with Kazali, and I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. So please, as silly as it might sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead and show me how it's done? Alright. If you're willing, please let me know and we can begin at once. The events to follow cannot be skipped. Will do it, then show me how to deal with customers. I'm in your debt. Please try peddling my fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yatmahaldi. I will observe you and learn. Messiah is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with objectives. Come with me, Elephant Man. And I will show you how to sell to strangers. I will teach you how to sell fish to a fisherman. I will teach you how to sell the dead to a funeral parlor. Okay, that last one wasn't exactly perfect. Shut up. Hello there, sir. Pray tell, are you interested in some fish? Yes. Greetings, friend. How fare you as of late? Greetings to you, too. I suppose I'm well enough, given the circumstance. Things have settled down somewhat, but it was utter chaos when that tower first appeared. Everyone grabbing whatever they could, trampling over each other to get to the city. Many remain there for now, but I could not stay away. I had to come back and continue with my life, such as it is. Whether or not it was the right choice, only time will tell. There's no place like home, but don't do anything too dangerous, eh? Oh, trust me, I don't. I make sure to keep well clear of the tower, and when more monsters emerge from it, I heed raiding hosts' instructions. I hope they deal with it soon so we can get back to our normal lives. To the days when you could earn as much as you gave, and tuck into a meal satisfied that you did good work. Speaking of meals, why not have some fresh fish today? Fresh fish, you say? Oh, you're a fishmonger! When you bait me like that, how can I not bite? Very well, give me some of your fish. Thank you for your custom. The catch of the day is swallow's cod, delectable stewed in coconut milk or baked with a sprinkle of salt. And that, my friends, is how you make a sale. You gotta listen to their life story, you know? You gotta get them invested. You know what I mean? To make the sale, you gotta make it seem important. You gotta make, and then get them invested. You know how it do we. A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by chance? If so, I want to buy some tomorrow. Let's say a dozen. They don't need to be export quality. What do you need so many Amara for? Why, for eating, of course. It may seem like a lot, but as of late I go through that much in no time at all. I'm a stock taker by trade, but with no festivals coming these days, the wares are beginning to pile up. By the same token, nothing's coming in from overseas, but not a day goes by that someone doesn't come asking for the next shipment is arriving for this and that and that. All the wears me down. I find myself feeling constantly hungry. And I know how you feel. Thank you! A pity you don't sell fruit, but I enjoyed our little chat. Took my time off my troubles for a moment. Dang. Never mind. Nothing else. You left her with a positive impression. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we? Man. Didn't get a sale. And again, you can't exactly sell everything to everyone all the time. Sometimes folks just ain't in the mood to buy. Let's see, last sale is just up here. Hello there, sir. May I interest you in some fresh fish? What is it? If you don't mind, I'm rather busy. Oh god, it's my stomach. Ugh. Aether sickness? No, nothing so unusual. In my hurry to get back to work, I just ate a little too quickly. You should take it easier. Take some time and savor your food. Would that I could, but I can't afford to be idle. Like it or not, circumstances will surely get worse before they get any better. And so I'm working as hard as I can while I still can. The better to be prepared. How do you intend to prepare? By stockpiling supplies. For that I need to earn coins so I can buy food, medicine, what have you. Do we have anything suitable, Messiah? Oh, we do have dried products too, the varying cucumber and puff paya fish. They're the last of the batch, so if you're interested, you can have them for a discount. Truly? By all means, I'll take them all! Heh, you remember what I told you earlier, that I preserve what I catch, which serves to show the importance of being attentive. Thank you so much for your demonstration. It was truly eye-opening experience. Come, let's return to the pier. To be a good salesman, you gotta know what the person's interested in. If you got something you could sell them, then by God, you should sell it to them. A busy man needs something they don't necessarily need to prepare to eat. Oh, hang on. We got a flex on him. Hey. Seems like Messiah won't follow us if we're on a mount. Oh well. I was going to flex my mount, but unfortunately it seems like we don't have that option at the moment. Damn shame. Love flexing my Mecha Dragon any chance I get. Nah, I'm not anxious about it, I just think it's a cool ass mount. Then also maybe I could get somebody to cuss me out live on stream and chat. By being a salty Sue about it. But hey, there's somebody else with a dragon of their own. Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. You managed to sell 2 of the 3 people you approached. Adventurers do indeed have great conversational skills. Watching you work is very enlightening. By applying the lessons I've learned, I hope to one day peddle as well as you. I'm sure you'll do great. Still, there's only so much I can do alone. Hope that things will return to normal for Kazahal soon. I thought I heard a familiar voice, and who should it be but Messiah? Kazahal, have you finished your business at the guild? So you were there too. Forgive me. Try as I might, I can't find any buyers. No ships coming in and hardly any going out. There simply aren't any options. At this rate. So you can't buy my fish anymore? I'm sorry, Messiah. I truly am. But for now, you must peddle your own goods. But by myself, I can't... I want to help you, but as it stands, I can barely help myself. I've poured my all into the Constatorium, and I'll be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me. I can't. I won't fail them. The sisters as my witness. Kazahal. Not to worry. Using what I've learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage. Somehow. Well, I'd best return to my village. Thanks again, and please take care on the road. Farewell, buddy. May the 12 guide you. Or whatever your local tradition is. Yeah, I can't fly yet, sadly. Hello, Thancred. I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tidbit or two, I trust. Indeed I have. I see. We also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods, but to think it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, disappearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are most certainly tempered Imperial soldiers. As before, they mean to use the faith of their hapless thralls to call forth a lunar primal, business as usual for the Telafari. Unfortunately, it is all too common. That's Messiah fellow you are helping. He's Arxidara, is it not? Apparently, it is almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? If summoning is the perpetrator's aim, it doth stand to reason that Arxidara would be their primary targets. For 'tis the faith of their ancestors which is prevalent in this land, and many are devout adherents still. We'd better go after him. Akali lies to the west, as I recall. The same direction as Cryo's acquaintance, incidentally. It is settled then. Keep your eyes peeled as we make for the village. Indeed. But first, I see a side quest back here. Side quest, 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 side quest. Hello there, friend. How may I help you with your ills? Why are there Manangana anywhere? Everywhere. Has this town fallen? Ah, your face! It is known to me. You were the warrior who fought the mole in Nadam. I am Ogle of the Khatan. It was her bravery and skill which inspired me to embark upon my own hero's journey. Yet I have now foolishly blundered into a den of Matagana. Why do these others walk about fear? Do they not care if they are slaughtered? These Matagana are not like those in the Azim steppe. I do not doubt your word, but grandmother would always warn me. If you encounter a Matagana, turn your tail and flee as fast as you can. Her tails were awful and bloody, and so now the very sight of them terrorizes unbidden. No, I cannot stay here. I must earn enough coin to buy passage from this nightmare island as soon as possible. I beg of you, stay at my side for a time, just until I meet the Kankara person the sailors told me about. She said to have work that pays fair wage, so I will see what she has for me. Ah yes, more socio-political commentary. As one would expect, given the entire end of Stormblood was basically just politics, the video game. Or at least that's certainly, at least gods know that's certainly what it felt like. Man, you really can see the needle from everywhere, huh? I have not seen a single other solitary person here flexing the Mecha Dragon mount, so it seems like I'm one of the only people here that have it. Hey, great, let me guess, she's cowering in fear at Elephant Person. By the Dusk Mother, nobody told me Kankara was a Managara. Could I ask you to speak to her in my stead? Fine. My apologies, miss. Welcome to Yen Med, traveler. I am Kankala, and my job is to assign the right work to the right workers. May I have your name? Ender and Ogle, was it? Let me jot those down. Oh, grandmother, why? Why did it have to be Matagana? Is your companion quite alright? Ah, an understandable reaction. The Gajasura tribe have done much to stain the reputation of our people. You are looking for work, though, yes? Many have been forced to take what they can since the troubles began, so I'm afraid all the simple jobs are gone. As for what's left, I only have tasks fit for seasoned fighters. That sound like something you could do? Fighting? I can fight! Lest you doubt, my skill is likened to that of the Dragon Maid, legendary Chaka Zo herself! I'm not familiar with the name, but you sound formidable indeed. I'll be start you on escort duty then. A group of artisans set out to harvest materials, and I asked I sent any prospective protectors their way should I happen to enlist any. What? They already set off? Is it not a duty to escort them? There's to be a ritual dance performed at Kajaya's footsteps. They'll need incense and costumes for the dancers and such. The entire thing was decided rather suddenly, so there was no time to waste. I do need capital. And, these audiences to speak. Do they also include Madagana in their number? It was an Arxodara that submitted the request. I hope that won't be a problem. Oh no, not at all. I look forward to fainting at the feet of my most feared enemy. Andrew, I can't do this alone. Pray lend me the strength of the victor of Ndam, and half the reward for the task will be yours. These people. The Arzans didn't plan to venture far. Leave Yedhamad to the west and you should come across your employer. That's where we shall meet. You'll find me there, yes? Hashtag not all elephant people, thanks. Ah, great, this again. Oh, you must be our belated escort, yes? Glad to have such courageous, Is your companion not well? She seemed a touch shaky. Of course, I should have thought of it before. I shall harvest the necessary ingredients while the artisan stays here. That way I have no need to fear him, being harmed. Perfect.
I must say, this is less than ideal. My people are already scattered across the wild, so I want someone to roam around and ensure they were safe from attack. Is your friend perhaps frightened by Akasodara? I have met such travelers before. Well, no matter. If you can patrol the area as I asked, I must attend to my own harvesting.
The Ogle has run off into the wilds alone. Keep an eye out for her as you continue your patrol. Understood, then. Let's go, Land Waffle. Okay, perfect. A fight. Time to pick a fight with some random creature so I can show off the summoner changes. So Summoner has become a lot different in this expansion, mainly with regards to the summon mechanics now. Instead, after cycling between Bahamut and Phoenix, you get these gems here that allow you to do each of the summons. Summon Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda, respectively. And for example, I switch here, and now Bahamut even has its own attacks. X for this form as well, which is actually really cool. But yeah, as you can see, the gemstones lit up there. And if I could find another enemy to test, you can see that now the summon Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda have lit up, because the gems are now unlocked. Ifrit's high single target DPS, Titan is mid single target DPS, Garuda's like AoE DPS. As you can see, the first time you summon them out, they do their own signature attack. It is rather easy to take care of them. I don't know who's charging Gotcha this is, but I'm still fighting it. 3 of us showed up at the same time for the one quest, and then we all helped each other kill them.
You must think me foolish. I was so absorbed in the task I failed to notice the ground shaking at their approach. Still, my injuries are light and my satchel is full. Thanks to you, I think I can make it back down in time to meet the others.
What happened? Did you slay the beast? That was a near thing. I took my first one by surprise, but the second, knowing Amatagana stood at my back, my mind froze and body refused to obey. Grandmother told me we should let fear wash over us like water, but to know my shame, I could not have failed her more thoroughly. Not to sound ungrateful, but why did you follow me? We were on to patrol? Forgive me, I should have waited for orders instead of running off alone and putting lives in peril. Come, we should return to our employer. I want to make sure the wounded man reach safety. Hello there. Let me help you with that. But yeah, as you can see, Garuda's attacks are a lot faster. Ifrit's attacks deal the most damage, but have the longest cast time, whereas Garuda's have the quickest cast time, but do less damage, with Titan somewhere in the middle, focusing on combos instead via Astral Flow. It's actually a really cool playstyle. I really like what they did with Summoner. Yeah, then after that, there's also Phoenix Transformation, which comes with its own healing ability as well, Rekindle. The ability restores your HP by 400 and grants Rekindle, which gives you healing over time. Or an instant heal when your health falls below 75%. It's really cool, and I honestly super love what they did with the Summoner for changes.
My colleague told me of his rescue, although we had hoped for an escort from the start. Imagine if you hadn't come at all. I've sent him and the others back to our workshop to consider your duty with us complete. You have my thanks. As payment, you can collect it from Kenkala.
Right, I suppose we report to Kankana then. Time to get back by flexing my Mecha Dragon. Yo, what's up? I got Mecha Gwyver, how you doing?
Ah, there you are. Your employer expressed satisfaction with your work, so congratulations on a job well done. As a response to the recent chaos, the upcoming ritual was hastily planned to say the least. As a consequence, the artisans have been time-pressed to make everything ready. When times are hard, people of Thavnir rely on such traditions to renew faith and bolster their hearts with the teachings of the divine. The death of an artisan would have thrown the whole thing into disarray, and thus your rescue was timely indeed. Please accept payment, half each as agreed upon. Are you interested in further work? I may have something for you, if so.
But yeah, you only need to do the first introduction for those quest lines. And as is tradition, afterwards you don't necessarily need to worry about the rest. Just unless you're going for specific stuff. Everybody else is running about with their, running about with the motorbikes, but I'm perfectly content with my Mecha Dragon taking things slow and admiring the scenery. You do not see Messiah nearby, but the elevated ground ahead may provide a better vantage point. From what I can tell, it seems like they've thankfully done away with the stupid Aether Current search in, because I hated doing that. Yeah, each form also gives you a certain stacks of attunement. Attunement changing the attack of Gemshine and Precious Brilliance. Gemshine being the single target, Precious Brilliance being the AoE respectively. To match the element. Ifrit only gives you 2, but his are extremely powerful but have a long charge time like I mentioned. Titan gives you 4, his are like medium charge and also focus on weaving in combos in between with Astral Flow. And then Garuda gives you 6, and hers are very fast, but don't do as much damage, focusing on DOT effects. You do not see Messiah from here either. No, leave me alone! Help! Someone help!
Not to fear! I'll save you!
As soon as I get there, that is. Ah, yes, it's going to be brilliant having to fight enemies in these conditions. You get your hands off her! Oh, Titans are also instant cast. Yeah. 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 I did. Are you quite alright, friend? Yeah, I absolutely adore the summoner changes. They're so much fun.
Huh? Where'd they go? Why are you here?
I see you found him in time.
You and your friends came to look for me? I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest, think about what to do about, well, everything, and then those men came.
Kidnappers, we've heard that the Akasodara were being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city.
We've considered it, me and the others, but fishing is all we know. The ocean's all we have.
I see. That's your decision to take, but you should take care not to travel alone. Indeed. Traveling alone is a death sentence. A question, if I may. Tis our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings?
Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are, but I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot. House of Divinities in the old tongue, it means. But they're not true divinities. They're monstrous imitations that bring only death.
To have one's faith so twisted is a grievous indignity, and full justified art thou in thine outrage. Thou know that 'tis for no other purpose but to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we will learn all we may about them. Wilt thou not tell us of thy divinities and their true nature?
You've come all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you peddling fish. But to answer your question, yes, of course, we would gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I'm a terrible storyteller, and I'd ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please, come to our village. We're good gods-fearing folk, all of us, and we'd be honored to share our knowledge. And fish!
What sayest thou? Shall I pay a visit to Akali?
Did I mention we have fish? Please, gods, buy our fish. We need money. Wonderful, just follow the road down west and down the hill, you can't miss it. We've got a giant billboard advertising our fish. It's the only thing we're known for around here, please. We've contributed to a solid 5% of Eorzea's overfishing problem.
So 'tis the simulacra of the Thevarian gods that are being summoned? If any doubt existed before, there could be none now. The kidnapped Hinish are imprisoned within the tower. Like every single other race. Okay, in hindsight it was actually pretty obvious, but still. I pray that we will be able to save them. Though indeed saving them will mean confronting their false gods. Like as not. Aye, as you said, we do well to study their religious traditions. To Akali. Imagine if we solved this problem by just summoning the primals to battle the fake primals. I found you, faker! You're comparing me? You can compare yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words! Man, the summoner changes are so fun! I know I've said it dozens of times throughout the stream, but it legitimately feels like I'm rediscovering my favorite class all over again. Which is not something that I say lightly. I absolutely adore these changes. Like, my roommate could attest to the fact that I was screaming when they revealed the summoner changes. Like, I was just so excited. Just absolutely overjoyed beyond words, so I was just devolved into excited screeching. But then again, I do that pretty often. Yeah. Okay, so they don't have the fish billboard. Shame. What a shame.
Welcome to Akali, friend. The name means white beach, and here there isn't much save that, but please make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kahaya and Old Haveshta. They're free at the moment as it happens. You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into 4 groups. The Manatsuya, beings of wisdom, who assume the form of men. The Murga, beings of might, who assume the form of beasts. Together, they are divinities. Their forms and personalities many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings we strive to be better people and live better lives.
Huh. Well, that seems like an actually very wholesome religion. Not exactly putting any of the gods on a pedestal. Except they kinda are, but whatever.
Interested in learning about our gods, you say? That's what I like to hear. Prick up your ears then and listen. In ancient times, the Manatsuya and the Murga, deities who look like men and beasts respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually seeking the wisdom of the Manatsuya, the Murga cast aside their own heads and took upon those of their foes. Likewise, the Manatsuya coveted the might of the Murga, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods possessed of both might and wisdom. They ushered in an age of harmony between the two factors. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Matsuya have worn animal faces, and the Murga the limbs of men.
Well, that's not creepy at all. But then again, it honestly does kind of seem similar to Hindu religions. Because I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with famous depictions of Hindu gods and goddesses featuring human limbs. Because in a lot of respects, Hindu gods kind of strive to be similar to humans, because human is the main part of the karmic cycle to where you can actually achieve nirvana. As the whole reason why, in specifically Japanese mythology, why so many trickster beings, things like Kitsune, Tanuki, etc., aspire to be like humans. Yeah, Buddhism had a massive influence on Japanese culture, if you couldn't tell.
There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods, I trust? While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. It's my singing plastic fish! You press the button and it sings a little song. I haven't been able to find many batteries as of late, unfortunately. So the song is kind of worn out, which is sad. It's the only source of entertainment I have in my house, which is very upsetting. We don't exactly get internet here. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts 3 of our most revered deities.
By all means, we would like to see it. Three sisters? Yep.
They are the Manatsuya. You heard about them already, yes? 3 sisters. The center one is the eldest, Sindavura, goddess of wisdom, for this alchemist holds her in the highest regard. To her right is the middle sister, Sandavura, the goddess of wealth. She counts many traders among her followers. And on the left is Mindurva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts and so is loved by the weavers. Although each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. In like fashion to the Manatsuya, the deities of Eorzea preside over myriad aspects of life.
And what of the Murga, if I may ask?
The Murga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have the occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses Gajah's head, and he is venerated as the progenitor of the Akasadara. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history.
You worship dragons too? Oh no, they mentioned dragons and all of a sudden Estinian's hate boner activated. It's just, do you worship dragons, yes or no? Your life depends on the answer.
It's said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of the Radzat Han, forged a covenant with the dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrap. Legends hold that, if ever the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon ally. You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I am confident the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. That is very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success. Right. I believe it's time we sought out Cryo's acquaintance. An alchemist by the name of Nidhana. According to Cryo's notes, we're to find her a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. Ah, yes, of course, there's someone wearing the Harshaphant shield. Rest in peace, you brilliant bastard. It's been 3 expansions now, and I still haven't gotten over your death. Did you see you're going to see Nidhana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful, kind and understanding. And did I say she's beautiful? She's almost as beautiful as fish! I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. And those eyes, when you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. You'd be much better off swimming in them. Like a fish! Man, I wish I was a fish. Oh, how I'd love to swim in her eyes. Alright, man, we get it. You like fish. Chill. God, the stereotype joke I am making is just... I'm infinitely as bad as the girl that was scared of them. God, my inventory's a mess. Oh yeah, I forgot. I still have the Scarlet Tail Feather from when I was farming Suzaku. Never did get that mount, unfortunately. There's the giant space needle. No, where's that? There's that fucker. We're coming for you, Moon. I can't fly right now, but once I can, I will be coming for you. When this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. Yes! Am I going the right way? How do I get up there? Oh. You took the entrance too early, Ender, you dingus. The Great Work. Hello there, car person. I have the Mecha Dragon. Bop, bop, ba-da, bop, ba-da, ba-da, bop, 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 bop. Ba-da, 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 bop, bop. Oh no. Well, this isn't good. Oh ye gods, what happened? She's alive. She's not
happened here?
Injured, but not dead.
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see.
Do not be alarmed by the Dragon Man.
I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow.
Just do not fear the man with the dragon spear. He is friendly. Unlike what his demeanor might suggest.
Work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales?
We have new scales?
We have new scales? And suddenly they're up and acted.
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit.
Estinian put the spear away. I feel like he's about to
Soon we will
shank
have a
these
talisman
people.
capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower.
Oh?
Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan?
You're here for Sean? Wait, who are you people?
Of course. You're the one Cryo sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Yes, that's me.
This is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova.
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
Yes, yes, hi, hello, it's
I
me.
feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
I do like the cultural diversity in the voice actors.
Those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so.
Oh, don't mind him, he's just the
But
local
worry
dragon
not.
killer.
They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
Huh. So the dragon willingly gives their scales to the people. Just stare at each other down.
You must be quite familiar with Dragon King, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Estinian's not used to this much attention.
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not?
Just leave me alone, people.
Now, see here.
Now see here.
Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Okay, this is so fucking funny.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Cease your shoving or so help me.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement.
Oh, this
No
is
harm will come to him,
hilarious.
I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk?
Probably a good idea. Although I'm
As you
concerned
may
about
have
their
guessed,
talk of drawing his
I
blood.
am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Cryo. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
This Estinian was dragged off by the dragon researchers. Here's hoping they don't know that I have Dragoon at level 80. Otherwise, they're gonna be wanting to file my blood. But then again, my blood's probably also infused with various astral elements, summon pacts, void scent blood, because I picked up Reaper not too long ago, and many other bizarre properties that would muddy their research, in addition to the dragon blood. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would assist us with ours. Though Cryo herself is tied up in another investigation, Ender is an entity eminently capable substitute. I cannot speak, apparently. I think I must still be aethersick, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap bade us alchemists create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack the innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales proved the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disrupted forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test. Here's where you and your blessing of light come in. What exactly is it that you need me to do? Better than having my blood drawn, I suppose. Nothing complicated, I assure you. We only ask that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how well the blessing shields you. With permission, of course. In that case, Oriange and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you are ready, then let us put their blessing to the proof. If you exit the great work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. I mean, she honestly does kind of have a point. We've never actually directly walked up to one of the needles before. We got close during the last dungeon of Shadowbringers, but we never actually went up really close to the needle. So because of that, it does kind of make sense that we should be a bit wary. Hey, it's the E12S mount. Ah, gosh dang it. Fell off my dragon after I fell in the water. I forget, I'm taking the faster mount. Yeah, when it comes to speedy traveling, it's honestly much better to just use this one. Plus it has Final Fantasy VII reference. Yeah, both this and the Chocobo have increased movement speed, which is very helpful for getting around new areas. Supposedly the car has it too, which is probably why so many people are using it, though I haven't seen any proof of this yet. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place, or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I've jumped 50 feet in the air as a dragoon before. I'm perfectly capable. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night, the drunken Deepa. Deepa is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficiency. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe aether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you are ready. I will observe from a safe distance. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not the subject. We must follow the bouncing lamp. Readying ether, please stand back. Ah! Struck by a powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. See? It's just a light gust of wind. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. think we're gonna get Aether sick or something. Alrighty. Hit me, baby! Struck by another powerful blast, but suffering no ill effects. Subject bowel, stomach and bowel integrity holding confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Honestly, it does make sense. If the tower gives off a large blast of etheric energy as its method of corrupting, then it does make sense to try to research that through recreating it. Hit me, baby. Perfect. Suffer no ill effects. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Subject fortitude rated impressive. No irregularities confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow and brief for final discharge. Why is it getting faster? Get back here. Stupid lamp. Hit me, baby, one more time. Struck by the strongest blast of Aether yet, but survived completely unscathed. Etheric exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on retaining your composure and humors. Yo, this lamp? Weak shit. I've hit bongs that are stronger than this. Ah, you've returned, and not on your knees. A promising sight. But come, let me take the Deepa off your hands. Having exhausted all of its ether, the drunken Deepa is now having a well-earned rest. Thank you. I shall replenish its aether for when we test the talisman. So no dizziness, nausea, or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Better than ever. Then the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk the tower will corrupt your aether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? Use our talisman requires the use of special ink, but we have exhausted our stores for a key ingredient for it, spirit weed. The herb grows not far from here, and I'd like to go harvest some, but with the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we Arcasadara travel alone at our own peril. Will you come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. You got it! I've killed plenty of Imperials in my day. I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Gajara's footsteps. It's situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. Hey, Arctic! Thank you so much for the heckin' tier 1 sub for heckin' 19 months! I super heckin' appreciate it! Enjoy your emotes and your Astolfo bean! Bam, bam, bam.
Hey bud bro, I pray the expansion is fun. Less than 3, much love to ya.
Aw, thank you very much, Arctic. And yeah, it's been an absolute blast so far. I've been having a ton of fun with the expansion, and I'm honestly so happy that the devs decided to delay it a little bit to make sure it's as good as it can possibly be. Plus, my favorite class is now actually good, so that gets me very excited. But yeah, we're helping the elephant people. Hello, Nadana. I may be simply imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out, Ender! Alright, I got this. Stand back. Come! The powers of Ifrit! Ruby Disaster! The strength of Titan! The Topaz Right! The ferocity of Garuda! Aerial Blast! Gods, but that gave me a fright. To think the moment I ventured outside the safety of the walk. Thank the sisters I had you come with me. You're alright, I hope? I'm perfectly fine. Good, good. Let us continue on. It isn't far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. See, I don't know if you saw that, Arctic, but, the summoner actually uses the summons now. At level 90, the summons get upgraded so you summon the actual thing. Summons Ruby Ifrit, Topaz Titan, and Emerald Garuda. To execute a single attack, and then afterwards your weapons gain an aspect. You still get the Phoenix and Demi Bahamut, of course. But yeah, Summoner's an actual summoner now. Instead of like the weird damage over time class it previously was. And honestly, I'm all for it. Like I said, adore the playstyle. So much fun. And here we are, the Kajaya's footsteps. The Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. A happy benefit of this is that spiritweed grows here in abundance. I'll set about harvesting it once if you will be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry. No, but there are these things. It seems like the enemies in this area have taken a lot of Aztec inspiration, at least from what I can guess. Honestly, I really like that they're taking different cultural inspiration for these areas. 14 has always done a good job of like taking real-world inspiration from real-world inspiration for its in-game parallels, and this is quite the same. I really like it. It's neat. Ah yes, hello there, person with the shield. Rest in peace, Harshafant. Oh wait, is this the... Maybe this is the origin of the dancers. The dancer class. That's neat. Man, it's beautiful.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
What can you tell me of the satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan.
Oh?
Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjord from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves.
Ah, wonderful. Heavy colonialism themes.
It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people, but when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fan, Daniel?
And what do I find?
Thunderbolts and lightning,
attempting to
very,
ward
very
off its
frightening.
tempering
Oh,
influence.
Magnifico.
I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name?
Yeah, everybody makes the joke about Van Daniel, which I just did.
Scaramouche, will you do the fan, Daniel? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening.
Oh. Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail? Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plan.
The Titan Eggy just pops in out of nowhere, socks him in the face, I knew you were hiding there, menacing bitch!
I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
You see, at least he's acknowledging the stereotypical villain tropes. He's not doing anything about them, but he's acknowledging them at the very least. So that's something, I guess. I have enough spirit wheat to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the great work, shall we? Well, howdy, partner. I'm gonna try to see if we can get to the... I'm gonna try to see if we can actually get to the, if there's like a dungeon in the Needle. I want to see if we can get to that before the stream ends. Because I am really curious what that dungeon's gonna look like. I want to see first, you know, the first dungeon, Endwalker. And my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. A boy's errand. Little does she know she's about to send me on another errand. Brilliant. If you'll excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you are both back. Excellent. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidhana. It would seem the stories of the Giant Skull, stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? But when last I looked, there was still plenty. I suspect that it was before Urianger told everyone about their tempering cure and Astinian had shared his knowledge of the dragons. Your peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it for me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Ender, loath though I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the Giant Skull? In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and its ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it's found, aptly named Giant Skull Grounds, isn't far away, so it shouldn't take much more of your time. May we impose upon you once more? You can count on me. Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please seek out a man named Zenhoya. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to an outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of Hamasa, Mistress Ndana? By all means. Do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I'll bring the Hamasa to the entrance. Meet me there when you are ready. Seems like we got a new regional mount. Just like the, What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it seems like we've got a new mount, just like we got the Amaro in Shadowbringers. At least that's what was commonly used in that area anyway. Hello there, what seems to be the trouble? Do you have a moment, adventurer? One of my colleagues has gone missing. She said she was going to Kajaya's footsteps to get a bit of exercise, but she hasn't come back. I'd go search for her, but it's almost time for a shift change, and I can't very well leave the kiln to operate itself. Could you go find her and fetch her for me? I'm already going out that way, so sure. You're too kind. She should be in Kajaya's footsteps. Keep an eye out for a hero with black hair. I'm sure she'll be happy to see you. She was out the last time we were by, and she was devastated that she missed out on the chance to meet one of the students of Baldassian. Yep, that's me. Totally not the Warrior of Light or anything. Oh, these are what they're talking about. We get to ride the fat dodos. Yes! Best mount. Best mount. The fat dodos. Here are our Hamasa, Ender. If the creatures look familiar, it's because they are close kin to your Azorian dodos. Hamasa have long been kept as livestock in Tavar, and many a hatchery lay found here. Alas, the largest of these was recently raised by monsters from the tower. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, our own supply of them have been low. That's where my errand takes me, and we are your own destination about a stone throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set foot at your word. You're ready? Then let's depart. You will indeed ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead, and yours will follow. Let's be off. If you haven't ridden dodos before, it'd be fair that they have a wobbling gait. Look at me! I'm going! He's going! That spectacular formation stretching out over the water is called Kalja. In ancient tongue it means sword. This sword, legend told, was wielded by Matsuya against the Murga before it was cast down at the conflict's end. To the left, and requiring no introduction, is the tower. As you can see, it straddles a small isle. I like how it says I'm in a cutscene. Almost there. The main part of the hatchery is atop the cliff. The outpost itself is on the beach. Trot, 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 hello, fellow passenger. And here we are, manned by the Radiant Host. This outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. We're right at the doorstep, it would seem. Thankfully, the etheric corruption does not reach this far. Well, well, who should it be but young Varshan, on an errand for the satrap? I am. His Excellency bade me to come collect your report. He also wished to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host for their unflagging dedication. We simply do our duty, but we are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed relative peace and calm these past few days, this remains the front line of battle, no place for children. Your predecessor too often traveled alone. It's been, what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow was faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may be now, I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that all I do of my own volition and gladly. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad, but whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering. I still worry for you. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you, for you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nabdeen. Thank you. And who might this be? Not Hanish by the look of him. Permit me to introduce Ender Kazajir of the Eorzean contingent, come to assist in the making of the talisman. From Eorzea, you say? Towers have appeared over there too, yes. Tell me, what is the situation like? May I suggest that you exchange some information with our soldiers? Both parties would stand to learn something of value, I believe. An excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threat, some of ours are understandably anxious. We'll be glad for any tidings you can share. You two, bring Barshan the latest report, and answer any questions he may have. Okay, so basically there's this big needle, right? And it spits out all these primals, we call them. One of them spit out a dragon boy named Bahamut. He was real mad. I killed him, though. I've heard about you, the visitor from Eorzea. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telophori? We know they're the ones behind the tower, and that they declared war on the whole world. But why are they doing this? What is it they want? This we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like our Eorzean and Far Eastern brothers. That's the spirit. It occurs to me I've yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Host, a military order under the Satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with herefore unknown threats such as now. We train hard and admit only capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, we've struggled to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeed in striking them down on 2 occasions they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What of the towers in the Eorzea? Did they likewise spawn monsters? So it's much the same everywhere. With every nation struggling, we cannot expect calls from outside aid to be answered. I wouldn't say that much. Some nations have it a lot easier than others. Because some nations are well regarded for their god-killing. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This Tower of Zot, as folk have taken to calling it, suddenly appeared where it did on the island of Nurnar. We're safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting aether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with the tower in your homeland? We aren't. Our struggles are not unique. That our hopes still lie with the talismans. We must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. How are you dealing with the towers? You see, that's the thing. We're not. We are fucked. Finished speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was enlightening for you as it was for them. As a neutral nation and a trading hub both, Vradzat ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, this stream dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will be grateful for your account. But come, you had best see to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east. Upon Hamasa, you will arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. Though the Hamasa appears to want to return home, it reluctantly offers you its back. Should you become separated from your steed, speak to the Radiant Beastkeeper of the Hamasa hatchery to mount it again. Go, Dodo! Go, fat bird! Run! Run as fast as your skinny little legs can carry you. Though it is quite disconcerting that you're carrying me along with your fat body with such skinny legs. Ah well. Away, Dodo! Mush! Mush! I love how it's such dramatic music and then the mount you're riding is just a dodo. Like, listen to this dramatic-ass music. You're on a grand adventure, and then you pan down and see that the hero, the warrior of light, is riding a dodo. Ah, the comedic irony is fantastic. I have arrived, dodo in tow. No sooner do you arrive at the destination than the Hamasa dashes off. I ain't seeing no more of this shit! See you later! Aye, this is indeed the Giant Skull grounds, and I am Sahuya. Is there something you require? We need Giant Skull. Lots of it. Giant Skull for the alchemist, you say? But of course they shall have it. But they labor tirelessly to deal with the tower. 'Tis the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. Here you are, a sack of the purest Giant Skull. We always set some aside for our alchemist friends. Much appreciated. When you deliver it, let the good folk of the great work know that we're grateful for their efforts. If they need more, they need but ask. Trading cards! Let's play a game. No one can be angry with me if it's only a short break. Come, let's play around. I'm gonna play a game of trading cards with the locals. You see, the key is you put the diamond weapon here first, and then they can't capture it. Mass clear. Well, that didn't go to plan, which is the story of my life, come to think of it. That is a mood. That is a big mood. Anyways, off I go on my motorbike. Ah, man, can't jump. Barp, barp. Barp, barp, barp. Oh, what? Lame. Yeah, well. Well, actually, I could just teleport back to the Great Work. Yeah, there we go. Ah, welcome back, Ender. Dare I hope you have the Giant Skull? A whole sack of it. Oh my, such fine specimens. Thank you for bringing these. We should now have everything we need to make our next prototype, one that should be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it is ready, it will be time for the true test, so please take ease while you can. All of the alchemists appear to be hard at work. A moment of welcome respite. Amidst all the chaos, it could be nice to get a break.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well.
Ah, Thancred. Urianger. Justinian, good to see you.
They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed.
That's one of their most
I've never been
admirable
one
traits.
for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
I would have to agree wholeheartedly.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
Justinian, shut it.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavner, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a
such a fault.
That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you think.
He does have a point.
Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea.
Kind of hard to argue in his favor.
And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I.
As will I.
God damn it, why am I predicting their
Our chances
dialogue?
are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that.
That is true. If even Estinian can change his dragon hunting ways, perhaps there's hope for even Fandaniel. Oh, speaking of the son of a bitch. Hey! Get back here! Damn it, he vanished!
What did you see?
Was that fucker Fandaniel?
Fandaniel? Are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last!
By the 12, they've actually done it!
Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments. We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from...
Afforded such protection,
Any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field.
Of course.
It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless.
Understood. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Either I defend you from the
Nidana,
monsters, or I prevent you from becoming one.
Are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example.
Truer words have never been spoken.
But
For an inventor to
should I
truly be
fail to
trusted,
return,
one must have faith in
then
their
learn
creation.
what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
I'm ready to throw the book at him. Literally.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Now it's time to see, is this going to be an actual dungeon? Or just another escort mission? Let's find out. Thankfully, it seems I could just drive down along the shore and take a shortcut. A short cut. I'm funny. Seems like these guys have the same idea. There's this one tiny Lala fellow over here waiting. I salute you, friend. It seems like this is gonna be a dungeon after all. Oh no, wait, that's a bunch of cutscene people. Never mind. Off we go to the tower.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now. It's working!
By the
And
12.
You are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could.
Of course. We must test its efficiency as much as we can. If we can get right up to the tower's entrance, then mayhaps we might have a fighting chance.
So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance. A few more steps. Praise be to the sisters, we... Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets.
Much relief.
What?
No! Nidana! Damn it all! What is this infernal place? Oh, I don't like it. Oh, it's even gross than the originals. Ugh. Nidhana!
Oh, let me go! Oh, let me go! Oh!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Damn it, Fan Daniel, let her go!
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
No!
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
Patrons of old. You bitch.
Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking.
Theoretically? What do you mean by that?
Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me.
So I inherited it during the final days.
Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Van Daniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded.
I'm aware of the body you stole,
I have it
though.
on good authority. You've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes?
Get to the point.
Then I expect you've heard of me. The old
Ah, great. Convenient.
At your service.
Amon? Wait. I've heard that name before. Amon.
Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met.
Did they bring
Day
1.0
after
back
day
into this?
Of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence. Fulfilled.
Why is that name so familiar to me?
And
Amon.
ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels, ignorant.
Was Amon was the one that created
My
those
old
Allegan
consumed
monstrosities.
But it was not their only indulgence.
Did he create the Ultima prototypes?
For they were ever hungry for stimulation. Slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor.
Was he the one that...
And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest.
He resurrected
An
their
inexhaustible
emperor.
ambition carried us onwards. Always onwards. Yet,
Wait.
he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
He's the boss at the top of the Crystal Tower, isn't he? Zand, yeah, that's right.
No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death.
Man.
In the end, all is lost.
Oh, wow.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war. And so I have come to claim you.
Hello there, Emet.
For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandaniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than
So
die
then,
a pointless death.
before the Allegan Empire fell, Emet brought him upon the seat of
Send
Fandaniel.
one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
Send one of Amon's clones to the Crystal Tower. Wait. Wasn't Amon the name of, like, the skeleton thing? Hang on. Oh, wait, dang it. Yeah, Amon was, like, the skeleton boss from the Crystal Tower raid.
No, nothing endures.
Wow, they really retconned that back into things. I mean, the Crystal Tower was an elegant relic, but I never expected Amon's clone in Zand to be brought back into things. That's where I remember Amon's name from. It's just the namesake of that boss, which is one of his clones. Ah, goddammit, he slipped away while I was having my flashbacks. Coward.
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell.
Well, at the very least, you're not a
As
coward.
for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
Xenos. He would stand by and watch as the world falls to ruin for his rematch. We must bring word of her discovery to the others. The talisman worked perfectly. Unfortunately, however, Fandaniel had other ideas. I returned, but where's Mistress Santana? Manusa Preserve. Just when we had succeeded in making the talisman. I must report this at once. Meanwhile, please return to the great work. $14, man. Certainly haven't lost the abilities to tug at my damn heartstrings. So, something's going on, hasn't it? What happened? So it was Fandaniel after all. Damn that bastard. I'm sure you wanted to do more, but you were right to return here first. We must tread warily lest we endanger Nidhana and the other captives. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and end things here for tonight's stream. It's been about, it's been a few hours, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call things here for tonight. I don't even know if anybody else is still live at this point, lol. But I suppose I'll find somebody to try to raid. Let's go raid Ali of Ali. For those of you who don't know who Ali is, they are a variety streamer and part of the Fantastic Storytellers team, which I am a part of. And it looks like tonight they are doing some Battlefield 2042, since seems like the update for it came out not too long ago. I've checked out that game before, but I'm interested to see how it is. As for the raid message, let's do... The Beam Brigade is charging in with the powers of Reaper and Sage, along with the newfound primal summoning abilities. I'd say that sums up tonight's stream pretty well, without giving any major spoilers. So, yeah. I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. I super appreciate it. Next week is going to be all Final Fantasy XIV, since this is, FFXIV-mas. Thanksmas, as I call it, you know. So, yeah. See you guys back here on Monday for more of that. Bye!